Hey Ramblers. Okay, this next video is going to show us a new theorem that's pretty self-evident, and I think that's one you could have stumbled on your own. That if two angles are supplementary and congruent, that they're right angles. So I'm going to show you a proof done on a whiteboard, so it comes right off EduCreations, and then we'll look at an example in a problem. Hope this helps, and thanks for watching. Okay, today we're going to prove the theorem, if two angles are supplementary and congruent, then they are right angles. So let's start off by drawing a diagram with two angles that are supplementary and congruent. So angle ABD and CBD are supplementary, as shown by the diagram, and our given is that angle ABD is congruent to CBD. Okay, let's start the proof. Well, this isn't going to be our normal two-column proof. It's really more algebraic. So let's say that since ABD and CBD are congruent, I label both of them x. Now, from the diagram, I can see that x plus x equals 180. So 2x equals 180. Therefore, by algebra, x equals 90. So, angle ABD and angle CBD equal 90, and so they're right angles. And that proves what we need to show for the theorem. So QED. Okay, let's take a look at how we would use this theorem in a proof. Suppose we are given that AB was congruent to AC and that BD was congruent to CD. How could we prove that AD is an altitude? Well, it's not the most difficult proof. Let's take a look at it. From the givens, we know that AB and AC are congruent, BD and BC are congruent, and I can say that AD is congruent to itself by the reflexive property. This gives me that the two triangles ABD and ACD are congruent by side, side, side. So angle ADB is going to be congruent to angle ADC by CPCTC. Now, we can see that the two angles ADB and ADC are supplementary from the diagram, or we can state that if two angles form a straight line, then they are sup. So, here's where we can use the theorem. Angle ADB and ADC are right angles. Because if two angles are sup and congruent, then they are right angles. Please note that you have to prove in the proof before using this theorem that the two angles are supplementary and congruent. So those are two things you need to show, and then you can apply the theorem. So finally, AD is an altitude, because if a segment forms a right angle with the opposite side, then it is an altitude. Okay, Ramblers, I hope this helps. Good luck.